Good evening and welcome to a midweek recap here for SPY and trade plan for what's going on the rest of the week and my thoughts on what we may be doing. First of all, these 280 puts here, took those off at 20 cents on this drop here on Monday. No follow through there. Once this gap down, originally I was looking for um, a break of this trend line basically to take some 285 puts from my last video. But because of the fact that we gapped down, that voided that plan and actually triggered me into a strategy that I have that's very specific to SPY gap downs on the open. So that took me into some 285 calls here at 40 cents. Let me zoom in here a little bit. Took me in here at 40 cents, reduced some here at 60, reduced some more at 57. The rest trailed me out at 42. Now, of course, in hindsight, this would have been a tremendous trade. They went well over $1, I believe, by this point. So it did leave some on the table there. I re-entered here again at 52. This initial pop-up here hit some sellers. I took some off at 70, and then the rest trailed me out here at 55. So nice little trades there. Generated a little bit of cash on the open on Monday. Into the end of the day, saw this base that was setting up. Price action broke down. Took some 280 puts here at 50. Reduced some here at 60. Now, once it looked like this bear flag here, inside candle broke down lower, I actually added into that position back in at 64. Brought my average up a little bit. I thought we were going to have a much heavier breakdown than what occurred. But this week, if you've been watching SPY at all, you'll see that there's not very much follow through in any one direction for more than 15-20 minutes. So got my stop a little bit too close here. They took me out at 56. Once price action reversed and started climbing up, I got in these 288 calls here at 20 cents. Tuesday, once price action opened up right here at the 80 MA, I took some off almost immediately at 35. We had a nice base form. It looks like it was holding support, so I added here at basically 31 cents. Took my average up there again. Took some off here at the 50 SMA, 43, 44, and the rest stopped me out here at 40. Again, a lot of these moves don't have any significant follow through, so I have been very cautious about holding things for any longer than I absolutely feel comfortable with. So had a retest here of the VWAP. I took these 286 calls here at 110. Looked like we may have finally found support and started to get moving, but the slowness, the pace at which the price actually started climbing, and the weakness of buying, I took them off here at 130 and trailed my stop up on the remainder at 122. So again, another situation where there's no follow through. I did leave a little bit on the table. I think they only went to like 137, 138. So didn't leave too much on the table. Again, there's just no follow through. It's not, this market's not really conducive to any swing trades, and when you have SPY gapping up and gapping down every day, it's kind of like flipping a coin. It's hit or miss, and it can really hurt an account pretty quickly. We did have this top come up here at the 50 SMA, so I took these 286 puts here at 66. I added again, much like on Monday, here at 68 on this breakdown, and another move that had no follow through. They stopped me out here at 59 for a small loss. End of the day Tuesday, I did take these 285 puts here just for protection. Ended up working fairly well. Got some of them off. Excuse me, took all of them off here at 55, and then another gap down triggered me into my counter gap trade, whatever you want to call it. Ended up taking two attempts here. I took these 286 calls here at 58. The first try stopped me out at 42. The second try I got in at 47. Reduced some up here at 60. The rest trailed me out at 55. This move right here was very odd. I believe it was China news related, something like that. It's probably already priced into the market, which is why there was no follow through on this level as well. There was another large print of over 1 million shares. I believe it was at 285.94 today, which is coincidentally right at the 8 EMA, which is worth noting. Once price action failed to follow through up here, I had a standing bid in here at these 285 puts for 32. Had a great fill, stop versus the high. Took some off at 50. The rest trailed me out at 35. Just small little scalps generating some cash flow this week. That's really all that can be done, in my opinion. I don't really know how else to say. This market is not being very cooperative for any kind of directional trading, so that's why I have a lot of small little scalps on here. I'm used to taking a lot more swing trades, and it's just not allowing me to do that. So I will generate cash flow in any way that I can. Now over here on the daily chart, we have a big wedge that has formed into basically a bear flag. We have put in almost a double top. We did pierce it a little bit here on SPY. The pole up here is approximately 14 points. Now, if there's a breakdown that occurs, and it most likely starts here at the 50 SMA, that measure move would come from about 286, so I have my target down here around 282. If price action breaks this little trend line right here, tomorrow is going to be at, we'll call it the low of today. So that'll be a simultaneous break of today's low and this trend line. That will trigger me into some puts approximately 2 to 3 weeks in the future for a move down to 272. Probably take some 275 puts, maybe 277s just to see if we have some support right here at the 200 SMA. Again, um, it's not, this market is not really set up for any kind of swing trades, and it's not picking any direction, so it won't be a huge position, and I will add to it much like what I've been trying to do here and I tried to do here. So I'll start small, look for it to continue, put in more bear flags, continuation patterns down, and add into it as it starts to move with the ideal goal of taking some off here and then trailing the rest down to here. Now, it may end up being a scalp trade. I may be wrong and stop me out. Just have to wait and see what happens with that. Now on to transports, because they were very important today. I like to say that transports do lead the market according to the Dow theory. And well, here's what we have. We've put in what seems to be the start of a head and shoulders pattern here. After breaking above the 50 and 200 SMAs right here, big red bar that confirms there is rejection there, resistance, supply. If we come down below, I would say this 184-ish area, all bets are off on the market, and we are definitely coming down to at least 277 in SPY very soon. Transports have been extremely weak. Financials were also very, very weak today. Also want to touch on futures. They are still open at the moment. And let me get some of these lines off of here. So basically doing the same thing that SPY is doing, just coiling up, and we are getting ready for a big move. Either it's going to be up or down. Based on the sentiment and headline risk and no follow through up, I'm going to be betting that we come down faster than we go up. Now, we did put in another inside bar right here, so there are even more participants trapped inside of here, stops above and below. Whichever way it does break will probably lead to a nice move. Now, I don't believe we're just going to go up. We have all these moving averages above, as well as the 50 SMA, this trend. It's not looking too good for the overall markets. In addition, perma bears are finally starting to post bullish charts. And well, if they're on the wrong side again, I want to be on the right side, so I'm going to be looking for short opportunities. For now, that's my thoughts, my trade plan for tomorrow. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down below, or you're welcome to come join me over at the Trade Crew chat room and follow along with some of these trades live. Have a good evening and good luck tomorrow.